All right. So this is a match between Attacker324 and KroganTiger. And it looks like we are on KroganTiger's view based on what I see from the Discord. I assume that's MIDI in the Discord. So they're attacking on USS Reagan. This is basically one of the easiest matches and maps for the Americans because it is one of those maps where it's really easy to turtle, and it is really easy for that long range artillery to just kind of dominate everywhere that the Europeans can do whenever you're up on top of the ship there. So if you're EFEC and you're on top of the ship there, you have two options. You have to be good enough. You have to be like intelligent enough and strong enough in order to out turtle the Americans, or you have to have the stones to just push down onto them and take out any amount of turtling that the Americans want to do. Because you have to think, like, you have the really fast units, and this is a very small map. It doesn't look like it, but it is a really small map. So any deployments you make as the Europeans up on top of the ship here, you want to run right down and go into the enemy territory. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this. I haven't seen any of this yet, but that's basically like kind of how this map plays out. One thing right off the bat, I'm gonna let it roll, but one thing right off the bat that you can do to improve already, MIDI, is you have an artillery, you have your transport, and your rifleman. I want to see where you go, but I assume you're running right to Foxtrot. And if I'm the EFEC on this one, I would be running with a tank, maybe even two tanks, a transport, and a rifleman. I'd be taking that transport or rifleman straight to Foxtrot, and those two tanks, I'm just bum rushing all the way to Alpha because I want to break that turtle right away. The other option you can do is have a tank, a transport, and a rifleman coming down, and then have another rifleman secure whiskey, immediately run them to Lima. So like you push DEFCON, and then you have more command points at that point. Just you need to have more units out. That's the other thing you can do is like immediately push DEFCON, have 12 command points, deploy 6 units, and get down on your opponent. Your opponent might have deployed a unit right before DEFCON hit. So then you end up with this massive advantage of units, and you just got to blitzkrieg them. But yeah, MIDI, one thing you could do here, and it's exactly what I thought you were going to do, is you deployed your infantry, your riflemen, and your transport like right off the bat. It does help them get to the uplink a little bit faster, but you could optimize this just by deploying the rifleman as the 4th unit. Pretty typically, what we like to do is just deploy the rifleman as the 4th unit, and that way all your vehicles and everything are already out there. But since you did gunships, it's not really that big of a change. Your artillery is also really far forward with nothing next to it. So it's like another thing to just kind of watch. Actually, no, your transports are up there. Smart. Good job. I was looking at the wrong square. But yeah, Attacker, if you're up on top of the hill there, like you got to watch yourself because you're trying to turtle against them. And yeah, it looks like MIDI makes a mistake here. Your mistake was telling your artillery to attack the infantry, which made them move up, and then you lost eyes, so they'll just keep moving. I like that you did force attack. Nice. Not a lot of people know to do that. You've got 6 command points right now, MIDI. I don't know what you're planning to do with those, but get a second artillery out. Like, there's kind of no point to just having one artillery vehicle out. Get both of them out. Have them both doing something at the same time. Looks like he moved his artillery, and you haven't changed your force attack location yet, so he's probably got his shields back already. I'm surprised he hasn't started hitting you yet, really. And you're taking your time to upgrade Alpha here. This is where, like, don't even worry about upgrading Alpha. Just grab Alpha, immediately go over to Delta, get your other command points, and then start upgrading. And get your units out. Like, right now, you should have 2 artillery. I like that you have a tank. Like, you have the full combat chain. But yeah, you should have both artillery out already. Airstrikes, of course. You're telling him the Foxtrot. You're not even grabbing Delta. This airstrike is really good if you run your gunship right now after those tanks. Run your gunship up after those tanks right now because you just hit all of that. Get your artillery hitting his transports. Nice. Your gunship's taking too long. 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 Your gunship's doing nothing. Your gunship's doing nothing. Your gunship's doing nothing. Your gunship's doing nothing. And now your transports are going to go down here because you left them up there. And you have nothing to stop his gunships from taking out your, well, now your riflemen are walking up too. So you're going to lose your riflemen, you're going to lose your tank, you're going to lose your artillery very likely. Because, like, his gunships and his tank should be hitting your riflemen. And I like that he's moving his tank. I don't know if he's doing this on purpose, but his tank should be moving underneath your gunship. Right there, the way that the gunships kind of sit in place, if you bring your gunship or your tank underneath the gunship won't move to keep attacking. It'll have to, like, kind of keep moving itself. And then you airstruck his artillery. I wouldn't have done that either. Like, you just wasted your points on airstrikes here. You should have been getting more units out. Because now you have, look, you're about to lose your rifleman. You're going to have an artillery, a tank that just went down, and and a gunship. What are you going to do with those? I would send your gunship right now to go deal with his artillery, maybe, but it's already pretty brutal. And I'm like, this is how I don't understand. How'd you guys let this match go another? Like, this match is over. This match is over, and the Americans should have lost here. I know you have. I believe the EFEC had 2 infantry up at, like, Foxtrot area. Maybe not. Maybe they both. Maybe one of them went down. I know I didn't see one go down. Let's go back. Did one go down? Did Unit 2 go down? You must have got 2. Yeah, you got 2 down. Okay. But yeah, like, right there, as the EFEC, take Foxtrot. Okay, see, I jumped ahead too far. Let's see. Right then, let's see. Where are you? Before this tank deployed. Right here. Yeah, right here, as the EFEC, take Foxtrot, push DEFCON. You just got 4 command points. Deploy a bunch of units, and then get down there on his ass. Especially because, like, with the timing, he's about to deploy a tank, is what we see. And you've got 2 infantry, so perfect. Oh, I don't think... Yeah, EFEC, dude. You didn't spend on the first abilities in the battalion thing. You need to go get the first ability for riflemen that gives them stealth. That should be one of the first upgrades. Everyone watching this video, that's one of the first upgrades. That should be a mandatory upgrade that you get for your battalion. Because right now you can just see your riflemen as they walk around. But if I'm the EFEC right here, like, pick up one of those riflemen with a transport, drive them to Alpha, and start securing it. Also secure Foxtrot at the same time. At worst, you push DEFCON, you get a bunch of command points, your opponent gets the nuke. But here's your victory chance right here. You get 8 command points. They'd only take 2 command points to deploy units. You just deploy 4 units, and now you control the whole battle. At worst, he just deployed a tank that came after you, which you could have scouted with your gunship. He has nothing to stop your gunships right now. So you could just take out his artillery, then his tank. You see it, like, you see how this is kind of playing out? So, like, this match should be over, like, right now. You got him. I think you just kind of stayed back. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm, like, super amped up right now talking about this. So I'm going to just say the same things over and over again. I'm just looking for, like, ways where you're losing the match, like, both of you. What'd you deploy? A transport? See, that's good. He got out of combat chain. So I think, MIDI, you did the smart thing here, which was deploying a full combat chain. You're a little late getting it out there for your tank. And attacker, you're on right there, right then when you're attacking his tank there, that was your cue to start taking Foxtrot because he just spent 4 command points to deploy that transport. So now if you spend 4 command points, or if you secure Foxtrot and you have 4 more command points, you have 2 units and he can't match you at all because he doesn't have any command points coming in. He has no economy coming in. Okay, you lost your transport. You did a little transport for tank trade there. Your gunship should be able to go deal with the artillery, but you don't have them moving yet. Why are they going after the gunship? Stop chasing the gunship. Just go chase down the artillery. Deal with the artillery. They're like 1 hit. They're like 1 health. Just take them out. Just take them out with your gunship. You're not in. You can take them out without even being in range of their engineers. Don't air. Yeah, like you should be able to take them out before they even turn and get away from you. Good job. Yeah. See, now you got a combat chain again. So again, like effect, dude. Like this is you losing because the one advantage you have is speed, and you're not playing with your speed. You also had a massive advantage because you just took out a bunch of his units. And I realize you don't have mission support. Oh, and you have an artillery deployed. See, like as the effect here, don't even worry about your deploying your artillery if you've got like this kind of a grip on it. Like you should have at this point. I feel like you should have already taken Foxtrot, had 2 tanks and a transport right in his face. And this match goes on for another 10 minutes. Somehow again, you deployed a rifleman here. What's gonna happen here? He's got an engine. So he's got an engineer and a rifleman on Foxtrot. Yeah, like you've got a round Foxtrot here, attacker, and you're just turtling, but you've got the command, like you've got command of this match. You've had command of this match from the moment you secured Lima and Whiskey, and MIDI only secured Alpha. One thing you can do, attacker, is since you've got that high ground and you've got the gunships, I see you using the gunships to scout. Like use your binoculars to see anytime he's going to deploy a unit out in the field there. Anytime MIDI goes to deploy a unit, just like pull out your binoculars and look to see what's coming out of the vehicles or what's coming out of the airplanes there, and then you'll be able to see what you need to like prepare for. And it's going to take them like 2 minutes for anything that gets deployed to then reach you at Foxtrot. So just prepare with like 2 minutes in advance. Like, oh, he's got a tank coming. All right, I'll just have my gunship up and ready to deal with him. Got transport coming. Okay, I got some tanks on the way. But like right now, you're just kind of sitting back and you're giving him the one thing that helps him get back into this game, which is you're giving him time to secure Delta, get 4 command points, and have more units. MIDI, this is a terrible airstrike. Never use level 1 airstrike unless you're actually locked onto something. You got kind of lucky that it hits here, but you also ran the risk of just completely missing. And again, like I said, like that airstrike just did half damage to an artillery, but dude, you could have had a tank out for that same amount, or a new transport. You could have 2 transports. And that's where, like, once you see that airstrike come in again, attacker, you have the victory here. And you're not doing anything with it. You're just kind of letting him, you're turtling. So That's the main story here is like Attacker has had full control of this and then just let MIDI have time to build up resources and get more units deployed. And now you're taking Foxtrot, which is good. Once you take Foxtrot, obviously you don't have mission supports Attacker, so I better see some units deployed. Okay, crash an uplink, crash Lima, or crash Whiskey. Your unit 3 is going to go down. Your transport's going down. Deploy a transport quickly. For some reason, he's just walking infantry right at you, and they're engineers, and they're walking right at your riflemen. So, Attacker, you kind of messed that one up. You haven't removed the uplink yet, even a crash uplink, so the timer's still ticking on you. He's got a lot of stuff coming like right at you to secure the uplink. He's got a whole combat chain right on top of you. What is gonna happen here? This match still goes. That's what's crazy to me about you, some of you guys, man. It's like these matches. This match is a 20-minute match, and it should have been over around like 10 minutes. Like, if you're a campaign player and you like playing the campaign, the one thing I would task you with playing in the campaign is to try to see how quickly you can finish matches. Like this airstrike is terrible. Like you're airstriking an artillery, but the artillery is just kind of like slowly chipping away at you, whereas he's got units in your face, and you just spent 4 command points, which could have been 2 units. And I think you're gonna. There's no way you end up coming back from this, right? Like I like what Attacker has here. He's got 2 gunships. When DEFCON hits, I love having 3 gunships out. Because even if the opponent has transport coming, 3 gunships are going to take out a tank before one of the gunships gets knocked down. Maybe a gunship gets knocked down, but like WDing here is actually great. Yeah, I'm totally fine with this. Just remember he's going to retaliate, and you better have something ready for his retaliation. And you better be moving to either, like, why haven't you crashed to uplink yet? Your defeat timer's at 2 minutes right now. He got his gunships away before. Nice. He's got his gunships away before you got before his WD came down. What did he nuke? He nuked just the one? If I was dropping your WMD there, but I would have just manually targeted it back where his units were deployed. The timer's still ticking down. You still have crash uplink. Why haven't you crashed the uplink to stop the timer? Why do you have 8 command points and you have 8 command points? You only have 5 units deployed. You have 10 reserves. Deploy 4 fucking units. Like this isn't hard. This isn't hard. You only have one choice to do with your command points, and that's deploy units. Even if you deploy just like a fuckload of tanks and then you put them all into a group, which if you don't know how to do groups, you should learn how to do groups. Put all your tanks into a group and just start bum rushing. He doesn't have a whole lot to stop you right now. Even if it's 4 gunships, deploy 4 gunships and start going after something. But deploy 1 rifleman to go with all these transports you have now. I see you have 3 transports. Deploy 1 rifleman and drive that rifleman up to Foxtrot with everything you're doing. He already nuked you, so he can't stop you unless he uses his units to stop you. Like, the American might win this is what's crazy. You have 10 command points and you have 7 reserves. I'm going to start clapping. Whew. All right, I gotta like calm down. I'm not really mad, by the way. Like this is the kind of like competitive energy that I've always had with this game. It like turns me into a fucking animal. I get this like physical reaction of just like buzzing and totally like every little thing that happens sticks in my brain. And it looks like maybe the game disconnects. That's insane. I honestly don't know what would have happened here, but I don't see a world where the effect player wins now. So I'm calling this victory a victory for MIDI because you actually deployed a bunch of units. I mean, you look at what you had as the game ended. You had three transports, a tank, 2 artillery, and a gunship. You have 12 command points here. You have 7 reserves, 2 riflemen, a rifleman, an engineer, a transport, some more tanks, some more gunships, and then run at Foxtrot, secure it. He can't stop you. Then you have a big enough force, you could just literally push all the way up into the effect landing zone while you also secure Lima. And the moment you secure Lima, game's over. So that's gonna do it for this video. That ridiculous fucking shit show of a fiesta. This was EndWar's Clown Fiesta. I love doing this. Thank you. Bye.